What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the internet's number one tuning show. About 4 minutes late because my mic died 3 minutes before the show was supposed to start. I had to reboot old Dusty down here to get everything up and working again. But hopefully, I'm guessing you guys can hear me. Or else Andrew would be saying, there we go. And we are echoing. Great. It's always something. Let's try this out. Try not to say anything until I get this fixed. Okay, how's that? You guys still hear me? And hopefully no echo, right? Echo. Probably not. What is going on, everybody? We will get this sorted out one of these days. I noticed earlier, is it still echoing? Oh, you're killing me. Okay. Hello, can you guys hear me still now? You probably can't hear me now. Same as before, still, even now. What in the hell is going on? Oh, you know what? I've got it. I know, I may know what this is. How about that? We good to go now? Okay. Let's check the tune screen. Make sure that I'm not echoing over here. Am I echoing over here on the tune screen by chance? Okay. Awesome. Thank you everybody for bearing with me as we get this all sorted out. Man, we've got a great crowd. We're up to 44 right off the bat. That being said, I have to do my due diligence here and go through the list of the newest patrons that have signed up since last week. We got James, Scott, Michael, Nasir, another Michael, Breakall. He is a regular out here. You guys probably know him. Garrett, Justin, another regular. Zelyaz, Josh A, Josh M, and Kevin. I want to thank all of you guys for signing up through the Patreon. Welcome to the family. We got, look at this turnout. This is awesome. Alicia's in here. Nathan, Scotty's F-Body. There's my boy Wallace again. Chris, Atomic, man. Excellent. Now that we've got everything sorted out into here, we will start off. We had a question. Nick wants a sticker. I got the new decals in. I don't know if you can really see those. But the cool thing about it is you can go to our website, goatroadgarage.com, and boom. The stickers are now up for sale on the store. They are $3 and $5, and that's all I'm going to pimp of my merch. Oh, that, and I'm wearing one of the new shirts. I will pimp this one out because this is the... can you guys get a good look at that? How you like that? That was one of the competition shirts that we did for the patrons, and it is the making power while staying clean. Yeah, Wallace, I got them out yesterday. Okay, before we even got started, Smith had a question about widebands, mounting them after post-cat, pre-cat. What is kind of the best thing to do? Obviously, pre-cat is preferred. Now, the thing about it is there's no set, offset that you're going to get if you do post-cat, because the catalytic converters, as they wear down, and it affects the flow of them and the efficiency of them, you're going to get different wideband readings post-cat. So you need to do something like utilize your narrow bands up front and your long-term fuel trims, do an air between your narrow bands and your wide band if it's post-cat to show you how much you're losing, because the narrow bands in stoic reading are pretty close. Good enough to get you in the area where you can find out what the offset's going to be for your wide band. And then you can, dial that into your factor. You can do some math on that side. Seed cable is my plans. Ordered parts today. What do you mean, Brian? What's your seed cable about? Gotcha. Bingo. Bingo. Excellent. Elijah Leonard. Why is your name Alicia? Is it just pronounced Elijah? Look at all these people. Man, this is an awesome turnout. We might actually break 50 tonight. Everybody stick around until we break 50. Gotcha. Gotcha. Dude, Blue Fox, I was going to try and flip this thing over. I forgot about it. I need to throw some oil on this thing. Nick, we don't need to get into Greg B tonight. Jeff, we'll be here whenever you get back. Roger that, Elijah. Awesome, Josh. Good, good, good. Let me know if you have any issues. Hey, we are up to 51 because Ross is here. Welcome back, Ross. Nah, it's all right, Nick. If you stick around to the end, I might have something special for you. I'm not gonna give it away, but it's. Do I know Coyote Mustang tuning? I've never heard of him before. Where's he from? No, Ernest, I've not really dove into the Coyotes. I've looked at a couple of configs over there. There's some wonky stuff going on with the Coyotes. But yeah, as Blue Fox says, it is a pain in the butt. But the vet man, what's your name? Which one are you? Glad to be helping you out. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things that cross over from the Coyotes and stuff like that, but Daniel, you're asking about facility maintenance PLCs. Yeah, I'm an automation engineer for the oil field. Gotcha. I figured that was you, Joe. We're getting there, man. Did you get a chance to make that adjustment to your PE settings, Joe? What up, Rob? Welcome back, brother. Ernest, I would say take a look at it. I mean, go out there, if you know, pull a stock configuration off of the HP Tuners repository, look at it, and see what jumps out at you as normal and what isn't. I had a guy send me a configuration for an Audi A6, which is supported by HP Tuners. Oddly enough, a lot of that stuff crossed directly over, and the torque, it has torque on it, torque tuning, but the torque tuning is a lot easier than what's on every other thing that I've ever seen with torque. It is even easier than Gen 4 stuff. So, you know, you never know till you kind of look into it. What up? Welcome back, Michael. Yeah, Elijah, you know, take it. It's I like to always say, it's like eating an elephant. You bite it off one little bite at a time, and always start out small and work your way out. Awesome, Brandon. Good to hear, man. That's what I like to hear. I like to hear all of these. I like to hear about all of these good success stories out there. Yeah, the 386. We might talk about that later. I don't necessarily want to get into it. Let's just say that whenever you're taking, you know, bread off somebody else's table because you're not willing to charge for the same stuff they want to overcharge for, they have a tendency to get pissed off. It was a matter of time. Dirt Floor, welcome back, brother. What we got going on? You have a question on Spark. The high-low octane table on my Gen 3 ends at 1.2 cylinder grams when my log is right around 1.3 before. Does it just use math to trend out in the Spark table and fill in, or does it end use the end of the table. That's a good question. That's something that we would need to test out and double check, because I don't think on the Gen 3 you can extend out the resolution on those tables. Hey, do me a favor and email me a copy of your tune, Dirt Floor, to the info at Goat Rope Garage. Make sure that you put Dirt Floor Fab in the topic so I know it's you. Yeah, Elijah, you're right, because there are 4 cams on those dual overheads. Having a problem with your LTFTs reading 0 across the scanner. Wallace, do you have your fuel trims disabled still in your tune? Because if they're reading 0, it just means they're disabled. Go check your oxygen sensor tab and make sure that your readiness check is... Josh, I can't pop that one up, even though it is semi... you know what I'm saying. Brandon Jenkins, alcohol tables, but no spark. What platform are you on, Brandon? Remind me. Yeah, Ernest, that's what I'm talking about. I'd like to see that. Ah, good to know, Michael. I have not gone about upgrading my Pro yet because I'm still not impressed with the feature set that they're offering on it. Gotta love those GTOs. Brandon, on the E38? You should have... What is it out of, Brandon? What's your make and model? We will jump over to the tune screen and actually take a look at it. Yeah, Blue Fox, I work right down the road from console. We'll leave it at that. '12 Camaro manual trans. Let me see what I got. E38. This is a 14. Let's jump over to the tune screen. Well, here we are. We're on the tune screen. We are looking into... What are we looking at? We're looking for spark tables. See, something is wonky. You don't have this flex fuel table right here, Brandon? Yeah, there you go. Mr. Squeegeo says that he had to steal the flex spark tables from a truck. Would you do a segment swap on that? Emerson, where have you been? If you're a bit lean and wide open throttle, Emerson, you need to bump up your power enrichment table. There you go. Josh just answered the question. Oh, you have no cell data. Yo, gotcha. Yeah. It's do like Squeegeo said. Copy and paste it from a vehicle that already has that as a base starting point. And then you can, go from there. Dial it up. Thanks, Mike and Inez. Inez, right? Turbo LQ, I'm guessing 9. Quad 4. Talked about limited tables. Dude, yeah, whenever you go back to those early ones, man, it's just like 4 tabs and like a table on each tab. That's awesome. Yeah, Ross, what platform did you get that out of? I would like to dive into that. Ross has a situation where he is running the Ecotech on a Goblin kit car. It's kind of like an Ariel Atom, but cooler. and he is wanting to find out a way if he can reduce torque at low speeds, but being that it is a manual transmission, you know, it's easy to do it on the automatic stuff because we've got more stuff with torque management that we can play with on that, but on the manuals, it's a little bit more, well, we don't know if there's a way of necessarily doing it. It's something we're looking into, and we broke 60 viewers tonight. That is an all-time record, which is awesome. There's been a lot of new subscribers lately, which is awesome also. Want to appreciate everybody that's been sharing the content, because I know that's where a lot of it's coming from, is you guys doing the legwork for me, because I don't do forums or social media or anything. I only do the YouTubes. Hey, Emerson, email me. Email me. Yes, Elijah. Well, and to be honest with you, in some of those situations, the advanced stuff is overtly confusing and doesn't serve a whole lot of purpose. You're on a 2006. Yeah, VJ. We're halfway there to the competition, so better stop sleeping. Let me go out and grab a Cobalt SS config, because I want to look into it and see what it is. Dirtfloor, I just got your email. We'll look at it here in a second. Let me go ahead and grab it too. Doo. Bear with me, everybody. Oh, really? We'll see. We'll see. Hey, Michael, I was just talking about you a little bit ago there. It was all bad. SBC, you can. Just don't go in and get wonky with the transmission ratios. There's like the torque ratios for the transmission. You can start messing stuff up. I'm guessing all of these are SS's. Is it a 2-liter? You probably said that already. Yeah, 2-liter supercharged. Okay, yeah, all these little 2-liters. Man, there's a lot of these. Ah, thanks, Dirtfloor. Thanks. Appreciate it, buddy. You gotta save some of that for the A-bomb. Bear with me, guys. I'm grabbing logs here. 2006 Cobalt SS. Okay, let's jump back over to the tune screen. Check this stuff out. First things first. 2006 Cobalt SS. Torque management. Nope, you don't have anything. Ooh. Ooh. Does not look good. Does not look good, Ross. Supercharger. It's not turbo. Do they have a duty cycle on those bypass valves, do you know? Because that might be... Man, there ain't nothing on the settings for this thing. The supercharger tab literally says, do you have a supercharger? That is classic. And even the torque model is just a lost torque model. Oh, Brandon, thank you, brother. Have a smoky burnout. Look at that. Buying beer for the weekend. How did you know? You're going to have to learn how to feather the throttle, Ross. Maybe put a stronger spring on it so it gives you something to push against. Okay. Let's check out dirt floors here. Yeah, Josh has a good point, though. Well, no, because these are root style. I don't know that you can run a boost controller on the bypass on those, can you, Josh? It's not like a centrifugal where you can basically run a blow-off valve as a boost controller. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I'm roots dumb half the time, so. Dirt floor, what were you asking about? Let me go back up here and double check here. Hey, Nick, you were asking about whether or not you've got your MAF and VVE dialed in on bank 1. Is it worth it moving to bank 2? Oh, not really. As long as you're running a couple percent, 2 or 3%. Rob, it is in the intake path. Where is the turbo or the supercharger at? As I was saying, Nick, if you should be fine. I know, I jump around too much on here. Oh, you were asking about maxing out your tables. On, specifically on your spark table and your high octane. Ugh, gross. 120. I would guess that what happens is once you exceed 120, you are running on the 120 line. But I would log it to double check, and you should see it whenever your cylinder air mass exceeds 120. You should be able to follow it from your RPMs. But make sure you're monitoring all of your... Definitely. No, it's nothing wrong with being conservative, especially whenever you're in the early stages of building a monster like yours. But I would monitor it. Make sure you're monitoring all the other different adders on that. So don't just look strictly at your base spark, but if you've got your IATs and ECT, which, I mean, that's not going to really do anything. So, but you get what I'm saying. Add up all of your corrections, make sure everything is, but my guess is, as you said, that you're just going to hit that high octane and then max out. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Ernest. Make sure and stop by next week if you can. And if we find out differently, man, I'm more than willing to start digging into it, and we'll figure something out. That's a new one on me, but there's got to be, that question's been answered. I'm just surprised on a 3-bar OS like you're running that it's did not bump up your cylinder air mass for your spark tables. That seems like short-sighted to me. Because all it is this graph is literally coded into basically what's the equivalent of a SQL database on the ECU, and you could run this out and give it higher resolution. They should have done that. Okay, on to the next one. What we got here? It's the same design as the Supercharged Grand Prix. I don't know what the Supercharged Grand Prix... Yes, P59 problems. I don't know what the... You know what? Let's just... Supercharged Grand Prix. This one? Looks like that. It's a Roots. Just a Roots blower. Where's the bypass at? I want pictures of the engines. I mean, we could just look up supercharged Cobalt. That's what we're talking about. One of these, right? Let me get a big picture up here. Wait, Cobalt owners only have potato cameras. Ugh. Oh, interesting. What? What's going on here? Is there a intake manifold underneath that thing? So where's the bypass at? The bypass is yeah, okay. So it is not mounted directly to the block. Interesting. Okay, learned something new today. I learned something new about every day, especially whenever it comes to dealing with you guys. Cool. So if there is a bypass underneath there, yeah, but even with the built-in valve, is the valve, where's it getting its vacuum source from? Because this thing looks like it's got a valve. Yeah, it looks like it's got a bypass valve coming right out the side of the intake manifold, and it's tapped on the low side of the supercharger. Where'd you link a pic at, Rob? I didn't see it. It's probably not going to let you link anything, Rob. I think that I've got it set up. Cobalt ass bypass valve. Oh, Cobalt SS. Yeah. I mean, it looks like a wastegate actuator. Well, here. Look at this. What is this? Bypass valve solenoid testing. So it has a bypass solenoid. So you should be able to adjust that. What is all this crap? I don't want to read any of that. Oh, that's the turbo one. Okay, that makes more sense then. That makes more sense. This is the turbo one, right? No, this is the one that's on the supercharger. The one that looks like a wastegate. Right? 04 to 07. Supercharger M62 Eaton bypass actuator. So you should... Ouch, son of a... I just rolled over my toe. Nobody laugh. You should be able to use a boost control solenoid and actually have this thing... yeah, you could set up a boost curve off of... probably off of speed. There's got to be one out there, Ross, that you can do a boost mod off of speed and use it to hold the bypass valve open until you get going. So, hey, Randy, welcome back. Well, damn it, you are... Rob's, quit popping balloons out here. That just controls the valve. The vacuum that goes into the valve. How do you control the valve itself, Rob? There you go, Atomic AC clutch rig. let's hey, thanks for stopping by, Jacob. Yeah, let's really let's really over-engineer this thing for him. We're going to need you to set up the. Hey, in fact, you could probably use the factory AC control. Is there any AC control settings in here? System AC. There you go. There you go. Look. Here you go, Ross. There is a. Oh, see, we're off. He's having to yell at us now. How is the supercharger off when you have too much torque? And then what's your problem? You still have too much power whenever the supercharger's off because your car weighs 500 pounds? I don't think Ross is telling us the whole story. Bingo, let her eat. Tires are cheap. Not really, but tires are cheap enough, right? Let her eat. She's hungry for air. Give her all of it. Jerky throttle response. Man, that's a bummer. You just don't have anything that you can really adjust on here to smooth that stuff out. I mean, are you doing full throttle shifts? Because you have a throttle position torque table here, and it is maxed out. So don't do that. You don't need well, that's brake torque limit. They're just not a damn thing to really. Well, turn your supercharger torque management back on. I don't even know what the hell that is. Max boost in first gear. Man, look at all this stuff. This is some interesting stuff. What is this? You got this thing dialed all the way down, Ross, on yours? Is your first gear 1 foot-pound? There. You won't even let me go to one. There we go. 1 foot-pound. Yes, VJ, you are correct. It is because the car is so light and has minimal load. Okay, who's got other questions here? We've been talking about Ross's stuff here for the last 20 minutes, so. Atomic's got it right. He said put heavier wheels on it. Get those forged 15-inch wheels off of it and put some 24s. Hey, Ross, you got flagged for using the word tranny there. Randy, you do not have to tip me $20 for that. You thank Josh for that. I believe it was Josh. Dobry. Josh, you're in here, I think. I'm butchering your last name. The other Josh. Josh had won a hat already, and whenever I told him, I was like, he's the one that designed the new shirt. And so, whenever he won the competition for the new shirt, I told him to, he won. Oh, it was Jeff. My bad, Jeff. Jeff had already won a hat. And Jeff said, hey, send it to Randy. So you can thank Jeff for that one. Emerson, you upped the power enrichment, but I'm still getting lean condition at wide open throttle. Send me a log, Emerson, so I can see it. Josh, what would cause PE to be different than commanded besides temp table? Depends on the platform, Josh. Jeff, that's a good question. As far as deleting the vacuum pump, I've not done much investigations on that stuff. That's probably going to be a trial and error thing. We can figure it out. 99 LS1. I got 2001 LS1. You were asking what would cause the PE table. Engine coolant temp, IAT. That's it. IAT's the big one. This one's zeroed out. Is your IAT zeroed out also, Josh? Welcome, Black Betty. Yours is zeroed out on IAT. There's not a whole lot on these early ones. You don't have... What is it? The not the P01. Do you have the alternative one that has the flex fuel tables on it? Then that should be it, man. You should be hitting commanded. If it's not that, whenever you're under, whenever you are underneath PE, you've got to remember that any of your, man, there's not really much on these things that would do it. Chevy for life. Normally it is just for that year. Year, make, model. So if you tune so many 2000 Silverados, eventually you'll get to the point where you can tune unlimited 2000 Silverados. You heard Michael. Be prepared to learn how to tune. Josh is way richer than commanded. So if you're looking at your power enrichment EQ ratio and say, what are you commanding across there? Yeah, Chevy, thanks for stopping by, man. Come by next Thursday. Yeah, that'll happen, John. You gotta drink slowly from the fountain of knowledge here because there's a lot to take in. Emerson, I'll take a look at that whenever I get a chance. I don't know that I'll get to it tonight, but I'll get to it first thing in the morning. Okay, man. And did you buy one of these stickers off the website, Emerson? Off the other one of the not this one, but the one that says Goat Rope Garage underneath it? Because I think you did. And if you did, I want to send you a replacement for that one because they overcharged for it and it pissed me off. Josh, 12.9 is what you're commanding. Do you know what your EQ ratio is set to, though? I mean, is it still stock or No, it's just a certain year, Rob. There's another upgrade path that will eventually get you, like, all Silverados or something. What up, Sean? Welcome back, man. So you're at 113 across the board. And so if you're at 14.7, let's open up 14.7 times 80, nope, 14.7 times 0.87, 12.7 is what you should be commanding. 12.8. So you're commanding correctly. 14.63. Yeah, that's probably right, man. $12.72. So you're 1.5 tenths off. Dude, Rob, that's a good idea. We should do patches. I hadn't thought about doing patches. I was thinking about doing some coasters, but a patch would be cool. Let me see about doing some patches. Bingo, Brian. Lambda, lambda, lambda. 1 is 1. C130s, man. I used to work on components for C130s. Backshop components. I mean, it'll work that way too, won't it? If you do 14.63 divide by 1.13. Yeah, 12.9, man. That's what you're commanding. So that's right, Josh. Cool Tech, 07 Avalanche. Get rid of the engine side torque management. Leave the transmission side torque management in place. What do you mean you know, but it's not working? What are you asking, Josh? Okay. I must have missed something. You're telling me that the thing's commanding 14 or yeah. To hell with you. Smith, yeah, on the Gen 5s, there's quite a bit going on there because of the torque tables. You get into virtual torque on the Gen 4s, but it is not, is not tied up into the operation of the engine per se, so much as it's part of torque management. On the Gen 5s, everything is done off of torque. So even though we tune airflow, like mass airflow and the VE tables, at the end of the day, the torque stuff is what actually allows us to get the output from the engine. Yeah, Rob, I'm sure you probably got some contacts for that stuff. Hook me up. So, there's, I got a lot of videos out there on it, Smith. So, check them out. Ask questions. There's going to be more videos to come on that stuff. That is the hardest thing. So when you're reading PE, it's reading the 10s on wideband with new sensor and free error calibration. And you're in front of the cats, Josh. Cool Tech. With the new cost of HP tuners, the MPVI2, yeah, that is almost worth the cost of entry. Just getting rid of DOD. And then you can go in and you can clean up your mass airflow sensor and maybe pick up a little more miles per gallon in power then. And then you can also dial the spark in a little bit. And then you can adjust the driver demand tables a little bit to make your throttle response a little bit quicker. Welcome back, 325 Sonoma. Yeah, VJ, I need to get some more in-depth stuff out there. That is such a miasma of crap. Are you talking about stuff that I like to send through turbos, Rob? We're Oh yeah, it's been a while since I watched that. That's a good one to go back onto. Who's got? I've probably missed a tuning question here or two. Somebody throw something out. Having problems. '08 Silverado. 4.8 won't pass 89 mile an hour. Mr. Joey, that is a pretty much. I mean, you're going to have to elaborate as to what's happening why it won't pass 89 mile an hour. Are you just is the speed limiter at 89? If you go into the speedo under limiter, make sure that it's not set up there. Yeah, well, and that's what it is, Rob. You're right. That's, Penn and Teller used to get a lot of crap, for doing the same thing, for dispelling the black magic of what is tuning. And it's like I always approach this with you guys, that we're a collective, we're a community, we're a family, and the idea behind this is I'm by no means going to sit here and blow smoke up your ass and tell you that I know everything about tuning. That's not the case at all. I know a lot about tuning, and I have the ability to absorb a lot of this information, but it is a collective group effort here to learn these things, get this information out, and you guys help steer the conversation as far as like what I'm doing is dependent on like what the mass is asking about. So if a lot of people are asking about this, dude, you're killing me. A lot of people are asking about this stuff, asking about this topic or that topic. I'm going to try and get that information together. And then the big thing about it is Jeff H has got a point, and that's dependent on situations. The calibration tab here, there will be a drop down that will say if it's sensor or something like that based on your situation. It's not the same on all of them. I said I was going to answer a tuning question here. '08 Silverado. Let me see if I've got something. And Dirtfloor, once again, brother, I appreciate all your support. You're the best, man. You know what? We'll look at a Corvette. That's close enough. Source, calibration. You need to change that to GM LAN. So whenever you bump up your limits, you'll have to adjust that one also. But yeah, as I said, this is we're hitting like 4,500 people out here. We're going to hit 5,000 in the next month, and it's 5,000 people that want to learn how to tune, who are starting dialogues, asking questions, and that's the coolest thing about this. Whenever I started getting into this, I thought, there's maybe a couple people out here that's going to, might find some of this stuff interesting, and then it's just like snowball. It's like so many people want to learn this stuff, and there's so many people out there that act like they're not going to let you have this information. They'll ask you a question, and then they'll be cagey about giving you an answer. Mr. Squeegee, I've not done a video on injector timing yet. I will, though. That is on the short list. I've got a couple people asking for one of those. And then there's, supposedly the people that know what they're talking about that want to charge $300-$400 for a book. And, so I'm just, as I've said multiple times, I don't believe in that mentality. I believe in sharing this information because I think we all benefit from each other's input on it and feedback and experience, because like there's people that have had the same experience as you with an issue, and they may have figured it out, stumbled into it, fought with it, something like that. And the more that we get all these people kind of together and having these conversations, and as I said, once again, collating this information all into one basket and throwing it out there for forever, where people can reference back here. Like the guys are still, sitting over here tuning on Gen 3. So why are we not talking about Gen 3s, Okay, that's enough of it. No, cool tech, don't worry about, man. I appreciate every little bit. Every bit helps. Okay, yeah, Black Betty, Randy got your answer there with the, it's up here underneath Edit, the Gear and Tire Wizard. You can put in your gear and tire ratio, and it will change your shift points and all that stuff for you. Elijah, awesome, man. Let me know if you have any issues with setting it up. 325 Sonoma, I actually have a serious comment this time. Gen 3, can you determine a boost leak by looking at a log? Well, yeah. I mean, if it's on a forced induction vehicle, you should be able to see your map sensor falling off before it normally would, so I don't know that you'd necessarily see a spike in fuel needed. The issue being is that a boost leak, let me think about how best to say this. Yeah, what like Dirt Floor said, map sensor comparing to an old log. That would be the first thing that I would do. Well, Wallace, man, it's the truth. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up anybody's ass and say I'm the end-all, be-all to tuning. You know, there's enough people out there that's already saying that and trying to take your money. But at the end of the day, Wallace, I understand this stuff enough to work my way through it and figure about everything out. Brian, how do you like the Bellinger? I was looking at the Innovate's, their dual wideband setup. Not that I'm necessarily getting away from AEM, but I was thinking about checking out the ability to replicate the narrowband sensor output off the wideband, which is kind of cool. Dude, thanks, John. Appreciate it, man. Dirt Floor, that's all you need to know is enough to be dangerous. That's what I've said on this 1,000 times. This is mind-blowing. This is a 2008 Corvette. And just look at all of this crap on here that, like, you don't need to access. Yeah, Brian, let me know how it goes. We'll see you, Mr. Squeegee. Adrian, I appreciate it, brother. Have a smoky burnout. Why is the burnouts back behind the window again? I thought I moved the burnouts to the front. Ugh, sorry, guys. Should know better than to have my burnouts hidden. No worries, man. Life catches up to all of us. This is a great night, though. Great turnout. We hit 60 there for a while. We've had a steady over 50. Hey, Joey, glad to hear that, man. You know, that's what we're here for, is to share the knowledge. And the cool thing about it is that we've got the ability to actually answer questions. You know, the books are great and all that stuff, and it's a good thing to be able to reference back to books. I love books specifically. I enjoy the books for building and rebuilding engines and stuff like that because they're a great reference point to go back up to. What's up, GL, man? You just made it in time. We're about to shut down the stream for the night. But when it comes to tuning, there's so much going on, you know, so much stuff happening that it is hard to wrap your mind around some of the stuff and how they interact together. And unfortunately, the way that the information's laid out in the books all the time just doesn't really cut the mustard, you know? You got to have that person to bounce an idea off of and ask a question. Okay, Smith, good to know that about that on the LM2 with the ground. I have a lot of people ask me questions specifically about the LM2 and awesome, Tony. Good news. Glad to hear it. Cool Tech, there's some stuff that you can do if you're, you know, it is really, if you are going into tuning or doing any kind of gear swaps and stuff like that, you'll have to do it. I do very little on the transmission side. Like, I'll go in and make the adjustments to the pressures and stuff like that once, and then I hardly ever pull tunes or load tunes into the transmissions after that. So, man, Ernest, that's the truth. Ernest, a decade ago, I ran into the same frustrations. And that's what got me into really getting into this was, you know, I understood all of the principles behind it, but nobody could answer the questions of, like, what is this? Why does this happen this way? It's like, I don't, most people are like, I don't know. Then the rest of the people are like, I know, but I'm just not going to tell you because secret society. So, okay, guys. Everybody, we'll go through the spill here. It is the end of the night. Make sure and hit up the like button if you enjoyed this or any other videos. I appreciate you guys sharing everything. We had a surge of people today, which is awesome. I'm going to make my chair not squeak next time. Sorry about that, guys. This thing sucks. And I'm going to have my mic working better next time also. Though I might bring the echo effect back. I'm just saying. I have to go back and watch it, see how cool that was. If for some reason there's somebody in here that's not a subscriber already, make sure and hit up the subscribe button down there. Hit the bell, that way you don't miss out on the live shows. I don't know that there will be a impromptu this weekend, so just, but it's always good to have that bell ring to make sure that you don't miss out on the impromptu in case it happens. Oh, awesome, Dan Golf. I just saw your message here, man. You kind of popped in here at the end here. Good news. Glad to hear that. So, yeah, I'll try and set up auto-tune. Once again, the link to the Patrons down below. Check out our website, goatropegarage.com. You can get your logos on there, your decals, get the sweet new Tuned by Me. And that me is you. That's not me. I just want everybody to know that you're the one tuning it. And then, of course, you can grab the new Goat Rope Garage shirts out there. We got the new... tuning, the art of staying clean while making horsepower. Smith, brother, wow, look at this. You're stepping it up. So, 50 Canadian, man, I will be able to buy a candy bar tomorrow. I'm just teasing with you, Smith. I appreciate it, everybody. Everybody have a great night, and have one last smoky burnout up here in the corner. And remember, ABT, always be tuning, and thanks for stopping by the garage.